habe ich was unten vergessen? Entschuldigung. Good, working. Good morning. Okay. It's so quiet up here. Everybody's in deep contemplation, huh? So, very nice to see you all this morning. I hope you slept well. Who slept well? Ah, gut. Okay. Wer hat nicht so gut geschlafen? Ihr wart nicht so gut geschlafen heute. Okay. So the last couple of weeks, if you've been here, it's been quite full of arm balances and sort of funky things. And this time I thought we'll not have any specific peak pose, but we'll work the legs. So my theme today is the legs, inner legs, outer hips, thighs, a little bit of hamstrings. So we'll have some fun with that today. Anyone planning a ski tour after, or skiing or anything? No one today. What? Okay. What's happening with your Utoralians? Okay. So we'll start in stillness. We can rest our hands on our legs and simply take time to arrive here this morning. And I thought it might be a nice way to begin the class to maybe think of someone you know who's having a tough time at the moment. Of course, that could be yourself. For whatever reason, send them some energy. Send them some love. And if you like, dedicate this practice to them this morning. Perhaps someone that's confided something in with you lately, or someone you know is simply going through a challenging time. And if that's you, then direct that energy of self-love and kindness, compassion toward yourself. This world needs a lot of kindness and compassion. So when your legs are burning this morning, dedicate your strength, your solid base, your strong stance to that person. Breathe deep. Always good to start with the breath. travel right to the very center of your being. And from there, irradiate softness into every corner of your body. Perhaps simply visualizing the sense of space or white light. A visualization that helps you to feel expansive, spacious. At ease in your body and light. And let that carry you through the practice also. Another 5 deep breaths here. And you can release your hands from your legs and start to circle the wrists. You can circle them and move your arms in a way that starts to also awaken into the shoulders. Then continue to circle the wrists while making a strong fist. You can move the shoulders in whichever direction you like. And play with a bit of internal rotation at the shoulder joint and external rotation at the shoulder joint. So rolling in, rolling out. Radiate your arms up by the ears, anchoring through the sitting bones as you reach high. And then we'll come into cat pose. You can slowly remove your socks. Let yourself play around for a moment in cat pose. You might like to circle the shoulders, for example. Bring a bit of movement into the rib cage. A bit of movement through the pelvis, circular or dipping and arching. Sort of using this to really check in with the whole spine. Check in with the neck, upper back, middle and lower back, and deep down to the sacrum, tailbone. Spread your fingers so you're well anchored to the earth through the hands and giving you that support up through the arms, transversing that or bringing that support up into the shoulders. And then we'll find a stable position, lengthen through the lower back, and think of gathering your abdominal organs toward the back of your body so you have a really stable center. Press the hands into the earth, and as you inhale, we'll draw the right knee toward the ceiling, the right foot follows. You can open your heart forward. As you exhale, bring the right knee back down, As you inhale the right knee out to the side, as you exhale back down, the right knee lifts up, inhale, back down, exhale, out to the side, inhale, down, exhale, one more cycle, inhale, exhale, out to the side, inhale, exhale, you can ground the right knee to the earth, second side, inhale, reach the left knee up, exhale, lower down, out to the side, inhale, stay strong through your center, exhale, 2 more cycles, inhale, exhale, out to the side, inhale, exhale, last cycle, inhale, exhale, out to the side, inhale, exhale. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog pose. Spend some breaths awakening in downward facing dog pose. Pulse your legs, maybe roll over the toes one at a time, stimulating all 5 toes off the foot and bringing some mobility into the ankles, riding up into the legs, the knees, pelvis. And then drawing your feet quite close together, we'll slowly inhale and reach the right leg toward the ceiling. You can flex the right foot, and now keeping the right leg active, draw the right leg out to the side like we did in cat pose. The right leg is straight out to the side, so toward the right, that's it. Inhale, draw the right leg back behind you. Exhale, draw the right leg out to the side as high off the ground as you can manage. Inhale, draw the right leg back. One last time. Exhale, out to the side as high as you can, flexing the foot. Inhale, draw the right leg back up behind you. Ground the right foot next to the left. Exhale. Changing sides. Inhale, radiate the left leg toward the ceiling, flex the foot. And then with your exhale, draw the left leg out to the side, as high off the ground as you can, staying strong through the arms. Inhale, back up behind you. Exhale, out to the side, as high off the ground as you can. Keep your upper body stable and strong. Inhale, back behind you. Last cycle, exhale, out to the side. And inhale, up behind you. Exhale, ground the right foot next to the left foot next to the right, and we'll reach the right leg to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, draw the right foot forward between your hands. Rest the wrists and come into a high lunge. Deep breath in. So really challenge that front leg into a right angle. Steady gaze, radiate through the arms. 5 deep, full breaths. Let this be a nice warm-up for you this morning. Hello, legs. 2 more deep breaths. Exhale your hands to the earth. Steady plank, inhale. And through a connecting vinyasa of your choice, exhale, inhale, downward facing dog pose, exhale. We'll radiate the left leg to the ceiling, inhale. And draw the left foot forward between your hands, exhale. Open up for high lunge, inhale. And as you exhale, deep and down through the left sitting bone, Stay strong through that right leg. Deep breaths. Steady your gaze. Challenge the left leg into a right angle. Two more deep breaths. Exhale your hands to the earth. Inhale through plank pose. Keep your legs strong as you exhale through connecting vinyasa. Your inhale, your back bend. Downward facing dog pose, exhale. Come down to your knees and take a block and place the block on its skinny side just above your knees. Really engaging your inner upper thighs, and we come into downward facing dog pose. Squeeze your inner upper thighs against the block. And think of drawing the block back behind you, so really drawing the legs parallel, heels parallel, and trying to use your inner upper thighs to draw the block back behind you. Deep breaths. So your feet reflect the distance of the block, so your feet are really, or your legs are parallel, the width of your block. Squeeze in the block. We'll come forward into plank pose, inhaling. You can choose to bend the knees to the ground if you prefer, otherwise with straight legs, halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana, squeeze the block. You can choose cobra or upward facing dog pose. Inhale, squeeze in the block, and continue to squeeze the block as you roll over your toes to downward facing dog pose. So the legs stay active and strong the whole connecting vinyasa. Let's go again. Inhale through plank. Squeeze in the block as you take your Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale. Continue to squeeze the block. The legs are parallel. And then rolling over the toes, squeezing the block so you don't lose it, to downward facing dog pose, exhaling. If you're a fan of jumping your feet to your hands, you can keep the block with you. If you prefer to walk, you can remove the block and take small little steps. Otherwise, perhaps explore jumping your feet forward, still squeezing the block. Uttanasana at the front of your yoga mat. Exhale. Option to bend the knees, but come up with a long spine for Urdhva Tadasana. Inhale. Draw your hands by your sides. Exhale. So if you're a fan of jumping back to Chaturanga Dandasana direct, then you can keep the block between your legs. And we'll practice that for one round. Otherwise, you can place your block to the side if you prefer to step to plank first. So option to squeeze the block for Urdhva Tadasana with your inhale, reaching up. And diving forward for Uttanasana as you exhale. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. As you exhale, either stepping back or with your block, jumping back for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. We take 5 breaths. If you don't have your block between your legs, engage in the upper thighs as if your block was there. Two more deep breaths. And raise the heels with your next inhale. And the knees with your exhale, gaze forward, step or jump, inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. See if you can keep that block there. Exhale, Uttanasana. And you can remove the block and inhale, come up for Urdhva Tadasana, inhaling. Exhaling, arms by your side, Tadasana. So activating your inner upper thighs as if the block was still there for one more cycle. Inhale. Dive forward, exhale. Strong legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, ground your hands and step or jump. If you jump back, imagine the block was there. Keep the legs parallel. Connect through. Inhale. Keep your legs parallel as you transition from your back bend to downward facing dog pose. Exhaling. Good for 5 breaths. Two more breaths. Then with your inhale, raise your heels. With your exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or jump. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, fold Uttanasana. Exhale. Coming up with a long spine for Urdhva Tadasana. Reach the arms by your side and up. Exhale, Tadasana. Arms down by your side. New cycle will bend the knees for Utkatasana. Sink your pelvis deep down as you reach your arms up. Dive forward for Uttanasana. Exhale. Let's step the right leg back for high lunge. Deep breath. We take 5 breaths here. Sink down through that left sitting bone. Encouraging that left leg into a right angle. Keep your gaze steady and strong. Reach through the arms into the fingers. Breathe the power into your legs. 2 more breaths. Exhale your hands to the earth. Option plank or half plank, radiating the left foot off the earth as you bend the elbows for Chaturanga Dandasana. Then ground the front of the feet to the earth for Cobra or Upward Facing Dog Pose. Pressing back, Downward Facing Dog Pose, exhaling. We'll radiate the right leg toward the ceiling, inhaling. And shifting the right foot forward between your hands, exhaling. High lunge again, inhale. 5 deep breaths. Challenge that front thigh into a right angle. Go a little deeper. Stay strong through the back leg. Come on. 2 more breaths. Cold hands. Reach up here. Exhale your hands to the earth. Step forward. Inhale. Uttanasana, front of your mat. Exhale. Bend your knees deep, sink deep down for Utkatasana. Inhale, reach your arms up by the ears. Tadasana, arms by your side. Exhale. Let's go again. Utkatasana, sink deep down. Inhale. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Exhale. Step the left leg back for high lunge. Inhale, 5 breaths again. Sink deep through that right sitting bone. Stay strong through the left leg. And radiate your arms up. Try to touch the ceiling with your fingers while anchoring through that right sitting bone. 2 more breaths. Exhale your hands to the earth. Option plank or half plank, radiating that right foot off the earth as you bend the elbows through Chaturanga Dandasana. Ground the front of the feet as you come into your back bend, inhaling. And pressing back, downward facing dog pose, exhaling. Slowly radiate the left leg toward the ceiling, inhale. Stepping the left foot forward between your hands, exhale for a high lunge, inhale. 5 sweet, full, deep breaths. Sink a little deeper, 2 more breaths, good. Exhale your hands to the earth. Let's step forward. Inhaling, Uttanasana, front of your mat. Exhaling. Inhale, Utkatasana. Now bend the knees, reach your arms by the ears. Tadasana. Exhale, draw the feet together. We'll inhale for Utkatasana, 5 breaths. Feel free to slightly pulse the hips. So on the inhale, you could lift the hips so the breath guides you, lifts you. And as you exhale, you could sink the hips a little so that you're not rock solid still, but there's a buoyancy initiated by the breath. Draw the hands in prayer at your heart, and we twist to the right for Parivrita Utkatasana, exhaling. 5 deep, full breaths. Challenge your legs, sink a little deeper down through the hips. Gotta love these holds, huh? Center slowly back, transition slowly. Inhale, reach your arms like this. Exhale, hands in prayer, twist to the left. 5 deep, full breaths. Really appreciate your legs here. Places they've carried you. 2 more breaths. Center back, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana at the front of your mat. Take 5 deep, full breaths. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, ground the hands, step or jump to Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, connect it through your back bend to downward facing dog pose. Exhale. And then in downward facing dog pose, bring your feet about hip width apart. And if you raise your heels as you inhale, and shift your heels to the left as you exhale, so the right foot grounds in front of the left foot. And your heart is opening toward your legs. And roll over center, inhale over the balls of your feet. To the second side, exhaling, your heart opens toward your legs. Let's repeat that, over center, inhaling. Grounding the heels to the left, exhaling. Over center, inhale. Grounding the heels to the right. Stay centered now, or come back to center, inhale. Grounding the heels in center, exhale. With your inhale, reach your right leg toward the ceiling. Flex the right foot. As you exhale, the right leg shifts out to the right side, hovering off the ground as high as you can manage. Lift up, lift up. Inhale, draw the right leg back behind you. You can point the right foot now, and as you exhale, hug the right knee toward your center. Stay in dog pose and keep the legs like this, and we turn the left foot toward the left. And radiate the left arm toward the ceiling, inhaling. Option here to radiate the right leg forward off the ground for reverse Vasisthasana. So, are we good? Hang on, everyone come down to the earth. we got all fancy, funky, awesome stuff in the room. But I'll show you then, okay. So we were first here, yes? The right leg out to the right side, yeah? When we come back, point the foot, the right leg in underneath your body. Now the right leg stays underneath, so we turn the left foot toward the left. The right leg is underneath your body. Or underneath the left leg, reverse Vasishtasana here. Yeah? And then from there we're going to come back to dog pose split. Okay? Machen wir noch einmal. That right leg, you're going to love it, okay? Okay. So we'll inhale and radiate that right leg toward the ceiling. Flex the right foot and exhale, draw the right leg out toward the right side, high off the ground. Arms are straight, strong arms. Inhale, radiate that right leg back behind you, dog pose split. Point the right foot, exhale, hug the right knee toward your center. So keep that leg where it is and turn your left foot toward the left. So the right leg is in underneath your body. That's it. Then you can choose to straighten the right leg forward off the ground. Yes. Inner upper thigh. Exhale, bend the right knee, ground the left foot, come back to dog pose split. Inhale. Slow and steady, shift that right foot forward between your hands for a high lunge now. Inhale. 5 deep, sweet breaths with a little smile on your face. Love your legs, love long holds. It's a different energy. Usually in a flow practice we don't hold the poses quite as long, but it can be so nice to just marinate in the pose. Deep breaths. 2 more. Let's open into a warrior 2 now. Exhale. Gaze beyond the right fingers. Maybe challenge this right leg into a right angle. So for a side warrior, but we're hovering the arms, so the left hand will shift across toward the right side of your body as we radiate the left arm over by your ear. Stay strong through the legs. Inhale back through warrior 2. Exhale, again we're hovering the arms, so only go as deep as is possible for Utthita Parshva. Come back to side warrior, this time ground the left hand to the left leg, reach up and over, inhale. Exhale, option 1, the forearm to the thigh. Reach the left arm over by your ear. Option 2, you could ground that right hand to the inside of that right foot. Option 3, the bound variation. So the right leg's been bent for a long time, you need to breathe. Roll your heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, grab your hands to the inside of that right foot and turn toward the left for Skandasana, bending the left knee, straighten the right leg. You could choose to have your fingers on the ground, or for more strength in the legs, open the arms out to the sides. Change sides. Inhale. Exhale. Change. Inhale. Exhale. Change. Inhale. Exhale. Over center now and bring your hands to your thighs. The knees are bent. You can turn the fingers facing inwards for a twist. Really lengthen through the lower back and shift your left shoulder forward and the right shoulder back for a twist. You can gaze beyond that right shoulder. Over center, inhale. Second side. Exhale. Come to center, inhale, ground your fingertips below you, exhale, and turn to the front of your yoga mat for a low lunge. So the left knee to the earth. You can raise your chest and arms, draw the hips back a little as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, you can soften in. Breathe, radiate through the arms, reach through the fingers. Ground your hands to the earth, exhale. Tuck the left toes under and lift the left knee off the ground. Warrior 3, we come to balance on the right foot and right leg and reach the left leg off the ground, parallel to the earth. You can draw the arms by your waist. Feel free to keep the right knee slightly bent. Flexing the left foot, you could choose to gradually really extend both legs. Reach your heart forward. A little stronger for the body. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side and forward by the ears. And then reach the arms back by your sides. Exhale, one more cycle. Inhale, reach your arms forward by the ears. Back leg is strong. Flex the foot. Exhale by the waist. Bend both knees. Come to stand in. Hug the left knee in toward your center. Deep breath. Bend both knees, Garudasana. Exhale. If you need to, you can ground the left toes to the earth or tuck the foot behind the calf. Left arm under, hands towards prayer. Inhale. Exhale, we can go for a forward bend here. Hugging the chest toward the thighs. Inhale, come back to center. Release the arms, exhale. Hug the left knee toward your center. You can use your hands. Tadasana. Exhale. Soften the hips a little. Good. Engage your inner upper thighs as if you're holding a block between them. Deep breath in for Urdhva Tadasana. Gaze to the thumbs. Dive forward, Uttanasana. Exhale. Reach forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Step or jump back for Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhaling. Keep the legs parallel as you come into your back bend. Inhaling. Keep the legs parallel as you roll over the knees or toes to downward facing dog pose. Exhaling. So we'll inhale, reach the left leg toward the ceiling. You can flex the left foot. And exhale, draw the left leg out to the left side of your body, off the ground, hovering. Draw the left leg back up behind you, pointing the left foot. Exhale, hug the left knee in underneath your body, staying in dog pose. Then turn the right foot toward the right. Keep the left leg hugged in underneath your body first. You can radiate the right arm to the ceiling. And if you feel strong enough through the inner thighs, you can radiate that left foot forward off the ground. Bend the left knee again. Exhale, ground the right hand. Reach the left leg up behind you for a dog pose split. And then as you exhale, draw the left foot forward between your hands for a high lunge. Inhale. 5 deep, full breaths. Challenge that front thigh. Remember who you dedicated your practice to. And work your legs for them. If it's for yourself, wonderful too. Go a little deeper down, exhale, and open into a warrior 2 now. Sink a little deeper down. Good. Come into a side warrior, so the right hand shifts across underneath you, the fingers point up, and we radiate the left arm over by the ear, side warrior. Keep your legs stable, strong. Change now, so we hover, left arm comes under, right arm over. Only go so deep that you can stay strong through the legs. Come to side warrior now, and you can rest the right hand on the right leg as you inhale. Just draw the toes again. And then with your exhale, the left forearm to the left thigh. First option, radiate the right arm over by your ear. Option 2, the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Option 3, bound variation, right arm around, left arm under. Really hug the left side of your buttocks underneath your body. The left sitting bone draws toward the right heel. And from there, rolling your heart toward the ceiling. Exhale your hands to the inside of the left foot and turn to the right for Skandasana. So the right knee will bend first. You can raise your chest and maybe choose to reach the arms off the ground. Open your heart, maybe even look forward, reach forward. Yeah, again now, good. Change, inhale, exhale. Change, inhale, exhale. Change, inhale, exhale. To center now, draw your feet a bit closer together and raise your chest. You can straighten the legs for a moment. Give you a little bit of a pause. So deep breath in, and with your exhale, we'll bend the knees for a Haimalasana. Let's draw our hands together into prayer. Steady your gaze, and with your inhale, lift the heels off the ground. Breathe. Slowly lower the heels. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels off the ground. Slowly lower the heels as you exhale. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs, draw the feet parallel. Hands to your waist. With your next inhale, heart towards you. And with your exhale, draw the hips back, we fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. And you can wander your fingertips back in line with your toes. This might feel like a rest pose to you. Sometimes this is really challenging, but today it might feel like a nice pause. You could maybe have your feet a bit wider apart and then draw the yoga now. Good, yeah. One more deep full breath. And walk your hands forward in front of your body. Inhale. Turn to the front of your yoga mat. Exhale. Ground in that right knee for a low lunge. Draw the hips back as you inhale. Reach your arms up. Exhale. Soften the hips forward while reaching up, opening through the rib cage, radiating through the fingers. Exhale your hands to the earth. Tuck the right toes under. Straighten the right knee off the ground. Gaze forward. Inhale. Balance your way through the left leg and foot. Exhale, we arrive in Warrior 3. The arms by your side. Flex the right foot. Keep the right leg strong. And if you want to option to go deeper, you can draw the arms forward by your ears on the inhale and draw the arms back by your waist on the exhale. Good, raise that right leg. Inhale, draw the arms forward. Lower your chest a bit. Yes, raise the right leg. Yes. Exhale, arms by your side. Bend the left knee, come to standing. Inhale, hug the right knee up. Exhale, Garudasana. You can point the right toes to the earth or come to the full variation, hugging the foot behind the calf. Arms forward in front of you. And right arm under, hands towards prayer. Exhale, lower deep down. Maybe until you feel your belly touching the thighs. And come slowly back up. Inhale. You can release the arms. Exhale. Hug the right knee up. Inhale. Exhale. Tadasana. Soften the hips a little. Urdhva Tadasana. Inhale. Dive forward. Uttanasana. Exhale. Adho Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, ground the hands, step or jump through a connecting vinyasa to downward facing dog pose. Take 3 full, sweet, deep breaths. And shift your weight forward to plank pose, inhale, and lower all the way down to the earth. Exhale. You can make a pillow with your hands. So the legs are parallel. Pointing the toes back, radiate through the toes. Really activate the legs. And you can keep the chest on the ground, and we just raise the right leg as we inhale. Lower down as you exhale. And we just raise the left leg with our next inhale. Lower down as you exhale. And you can sweep your arms down by your side, palms facing down. And with your next inhale, we'll raise the right leg and your chest. The right leg and your chest. Lower down, exhale. Raise the chest and the left leg, inhaling. Exhale, lower down. Bend both knees for Dhanurasana. You can reach from the outside over the front of the foot or down to the ankle. And slow and smooth transition as you inhale, gradually lifting up. You can press your feet into your hands. And the breath will naturally rock you a little bit. You can sort of sink your attention into that rocking sensation, using each breath, each inhale to maybe lift you a little more, each exhale to feel that support to the earth. 2 more breaths. And then lower down to the earth as you exhale. Good. Let's roll over onto our backs. Take a block between your inner upper thighs, bending your knees, grounding your feet as in a bridge pose. You can reach your arms down by your side, and maybe you might be able to just touch your heels with your fingers. So your feet reflect the width of the block, so your feet are that little bit apart. So with your inhale, we'll slowly, just a moment, bring the block so it's just below the knees, too deep toward the pubic bone. So with your inhale, we'll slowly lift the hips off the ground. Take your time, squeezing the block more than squeezing the buttocks. So focus on squeezing the block. And you can lower the buttocks slowly back down to the earth. So rolling down as you exhale. Let's lift back up again, inhaling. And this time you can stay lifted and interlace your fingers in underneath your body. Roll the shoulder blades toward each other. Gazing down your center line, squeezing the block option, extend the right leg forward off the ground. Keep your pelvis stable. Exhale, ground that right foot to the earth. Squeezing the block, inhale, option, extend the left leg off the ground. I'll wait for the Okay, lower down, exhale. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale slowly, middle back comes to the earth, lower back, sacrum. You can remove the block as you exhale. Okay. So we come back up to bridge pose, inhaling. With a nice radiant smile. Yeah? So you can interlace your fingers again underneath your body, roll the shoulder blades toward each other. You can bring the feet now quite close together. And the legs together too then. Feet are parallel, legs are parallel. So as you inhale, hug the right knee toward your chest. As you exhale, extend the right leg toward the ceiling. As you exhale, keep the right leg extended, draw the right leg down toward the back of your mat, parallel to the left leg. And then hug the knee toward your chest again. Inhale. Exhale, radiate the right leg to the ceiling. Exhale, the right leg parallel toward the left leg. Now a little faster. Inhale, hug in. The exhale, you extend the leg up and over and down. And one more. Inhale. Extend up and over. And then you can ground the right foot to the earth. Exhale. Lift the hips. Inhale. Hug the left knee toward you. Exhale, extend the left leg toward the ceiling. Exhale the left leg forward down toward the back of your mat. Inhale, hug the knee toward you. Exhale, extend up. Exhale, down toward the back of your mat. Now a little faster. Inhale. Exhale, extend up and over in the one exhale. One more. Inhale. And then exhale, extend up and over. Then you can ground the left foot. Exhale. Lift the hips. Inhale. And then release the arms and lower down to the earth. Exhale. One more bout of effort. Urdhva Dhanurasana if you desire. Urdhva Dhanurasana, the hands come in underneath. Maybe the fingers just point down below the shoulders, elbows toward the ceiling. If you don't want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana, you could do Supta Baddha Konasana instead. So the soles of the feet together, the knees apart, and just rest. Those of you in Urdhva Dhanurasana, just like in bridge pose, you raise your hips first. And then maybe come to the crown of the head first. Maybe readjust your hands slightly, draw the elbows forward. Lisa, draw the elbows more. Come down, the elbows more forward. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Breathe. You can look a little left or right, you can look a little up. And as you come down, look all the way up toward the ceiling, start to bend the elbows, come to the back of the shoulders, and lower down, exhaling. Take a few moments, just enjoy the sweetness of this moment. Ground your feet to the earth as in a bridge pose. So the right foot comes underneath your left, toward the outer left hip. If you imagine a Gomukhasana, some of you may know the name of the pose. You take a hold of that right foot with the left hand and draw that right knee down toward the back of your yoga mat. And then the left foot can rest on top of that inner right thigh. And you can use the left foot to softly anchor down and forward. So you really get a nice, maybe pulling sensation through that inner right thigh, the inner right hip. And we pause there. So the ball of that left foot is on the thigh, so up here, yeah. So the whole foot, if you can, the whole foot, yagena, and then you press down and forward. The thigh stays up, yagena. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Couple more breaths. So you can release that left foot, slowly release the right leg, grounding the right foot. And we'll change sides, so taking hold of that left foot with the right hand, the left knee draws down toward the back of your mat and pressing the whole, so sole of the foot on that left thigh, and we press a little down and a little forward. And that will nicely pull through the inner left thigh, the inner left groin, inner left hip. 5 more deep breaths. So you can slowly release the legs, hug the knees toward your chest. And gradually roll over to the front of or toward your belly, and we come into downward facing dog pose, so however you like to creatively get there. And once we arrive in downward facing dog pose, we'll radiate the right leg toward the ceiling with your inhale. For the pigeon pose, the right knee will shift just behind the right hand, radiating the left leg back behind you. Maybe a blanket underneath that right hip. And we'll come into a rested variation. Come slowly up, inhaling. Now rolling out over the right hip, exhaling. We'll bring the left leg to the inside of the right leg. So option 1, you cross at the ankles. A softer variation for the hips, a little easier for the knees too. Option 2, you shift the feet further forward and then in underneath the knees. If your hips are quite tight, it ends up by going into the knees, so you want to take care that you feel the opening into the outer hips as you come forward and that it doesn't shift into the knees. So go slowly. Sometimes you need to maybe readjust the feet, bring them a bit closer to your body as you then come forward so that you feel the energy really entering the outer hips and the buttocks. Rest the arms where possible if you need to, maybe on a bolster, for example, let the upper body be rested. It can be even great if your upper body can really rest on your legs, giving that bit more extra pressure. And slowly raise our chest, inhale. For Gomukhasana now, the left leg is underneath the right leg over. We draw the feet back toward the hips. If it's too strong for you, you could sit on a blanket, option one, and or extend the left leg forward. Once you're stable through the legs, we'll do the full variation. So we'll raise our arms, inhaling, and take hold of the left elbow. Exhaling, either stay there or reach the right arm out to the side with the thumb under. And then bring the arm by your side, bend the elbow, and find your t-shirt or your fingers. Soften down through the lower back. Center your head between your shoulders. Release your arms as you exhale. Slowly make your way to downward facing dog pose. And we'll repeat the cycle on the left side. So you can raise your left leg as you inhale. And then slowly drawing the left knee toward the left hand as you exhale. Sliding the right leg back behind you, maybe sitting on a blanket. And then coming into a forward bend. A nice 2-minute long hold. Can really sink in, marinate in the pose. Deep breaths. Slowly raise our chest, inhaling. Leaning out over the left hip. As you exhale, the right leg comes to the inside. The left leg either crossing at the ankles for a forward bend or going deeper by bringing the feet further forward and then in underneath the knees. And as you enter into a forward bend, drawing the energy, the weight back into the hips. Knees are quiet, soft. Where possible, rest your chest on something, if it's a bolster, or your legs. Or you could rest your forehead on a block, for example, also good variation. Slowly come up, inhaling. For Gomukhasana, the right leg is underneath, whether it's bent or straight. Sitting on a blanket if you need to, balancing the sitting bones toward the earth. Once you're stable through the legs, we'll raise the arms, inhaling, and hold the right elbow this side, exhaling. And maybe going further with the left arm down underneath. Find your t-shirt, a belt, or your fingers. Slow release of your arms, exhaling. And release your legs forward for Paschimottanasana, the option to roll up a blanket and place it underneath your knees, or place a blanket underneath the pelvis. You can choose to bend the knees slightly but still flex the feet. Excuse me. That must have been loud for for those at home. Flexing the feet, the legs are parallel. Deep breath in, and we fold, exhaling. Paschimottanasana. Three more deep breaths. And slowly walk your hands back toward your pelvis as you inhale. Can remove any blankets as you exhale and bending your knees, coming to roll down onto your backs. You might like a final dynamic twist before Shavasana, or you can choose to come direct to Shavasana if you feel wound out enough. So dedicate this Shavasana to you. Completely let go of all effort. Just let yourself completely rest. Radiating lightness, ease, spaciousness from your center out. So take a full deep breath in. And a full deep breath out. Completely empty the lungs. And welcome in another full deep breath in. Completely emptying the lungs as you exhale. And as you start to inhale again, bring a bit of movement through the legs, through the arms. And as you exhale, slowly bend your knees and roll in over to one side. Gradually coming back to sitting. So if you did dedicate your practice to someone other than yourself, you don't really even need to tell them. The energy of your practice will reach them anyway. But if it sort of inspires you to tell them, see what happens or how they respond. If you dedicated it to yourself, then thank yourself for the energy that you gave yourself this morning. Namaste. Dankeschön. Have a beautiful day. Looks like the sun's come out, so let the rays of the sunshine beam into you and radiate deep to your core and warm you up. Dankeschön. Bis bald. Danke again. Danke online. See you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye.